Okay, I think I've hit the streaming button, so therefore I am streaming now, according to the internet. I forgot to check my streaming speed, but I assume it's fine. I'm wired in, so it should be okay. Hey, welcome in, Charlie's Beats. How's it going? How are you doing this fine day of it's Valentine's Day weekend. It's Super Bowl. Super Bowl just finished. Um, it's my birthday. I'm a year older. If you didn't know, it's also Abraham Lincoln's birthday. It's also Charles Darwin's birthday. Let's see. I also have to open up my. I haven't even opened up my own streamer song list yet. Okay, awesome. Okay, all right. I haven't even done any advertising yet. Let's see. So yeah, you're definitely in first, Charlie, as far as I can tell. All right, here we go. So I guess I started later than I wanted to start, but in all honesty, like it doesn't really matter. uh, because I was like watching the end of the game anyway, the Super Bowl game. I'm not even that into sports, but I like a good game, and the fact that it was like teetering on almost overtime, that's kind of like I'm like, oh, all right, I'll give this game. Magic first, health second. Hey, books, brews, and booze. How are you doing? Welcome in. Also, happy birthday. Thank you. Yes, according to calendars around the world, I am one year older than I was yesterday. So, Charlie's Beats, thank you very much for the resub. Greatly appreciate it. I just realized my personal volume is not loud enough here. Thanks for that. Thank you very much, Charlie's Beats. Greatly appreciate it. Um, let's see, currently still advertising, so please bear with me. But how is everybody doing tonight? So yeah, I've sacrificed my health several times to just still do magic, but it seems more okay most of the time because I'm just at home. I'm not spreading the germs through the internet, so you know. There's only been a couple. I think the times in which I can't really perform, it's when I'm like mentally fogged or like when I can't talk without coughing. I have cough drops with me now, but hopefully I don't need that. So, book says good. Just working to try and get ahead of the week. Yeah, that would be cool to get ahead of like anything. I've personally found that I used to be able to do that, and then I had a baby, and then it became increasingly difficult to do that. So, but yeah, and now with like my YouTube channel, I'm not quite teetering on. Whoa! Unfocused in IA. Hey, welcome in, and thank you kindly for the 6 months of resub. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I started later than I wanted to, but I kind of wanted to watch the Super Bowl, even though I'm not really a football fan. Like I didn't have any stakes in that game, but like I love a good game, and when it's close to overtime, I'm like, ugh, that's a good game to me. So, hey, welcome in, Ryan or Harvey. Yo, happy birthday! It's mine as well. Yo, Ryan or Harvey, happy birthday! Hopefully, you had a great birthday today. I'm sure at this point you definitely know that it's Abraham Lincoln's birthday. I don't know if you also knew it's Charles Darwin's birthday. So we share a kinship with some of the what would be seen as some of the brightest minds. uh, Sending you healing vibes from Unfocused. Thank you kindly, Unfocused. I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, thanks. I hope you get better quickly. Yeah, I've kind of felt like that until I have this like continuous pipeline of disease coming from my baby's daycare directly into my household, which is my baby. So, Unfocus says, I watched it too. I never watched. It was just such a good game. Yeah, I mean, like, oh my god. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but almost overtime until the very end, and then there we go. So, oh, that's the best. Oh yeah, orchestra music. Hey Manny, welcome in. How are you doing? Happy birthday. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. How's it going? Let's see. I'm currently still advertising, but I'll finish advertising and then we'll do shout outs and then, yeah. Oh, if anybody wants to request any magic, hold on. Let me turn on the queue. If anybody wants to request any magic, feel free. I am feeling a little sick, but not like so horrible. But also if I don't... Oh my god! Gibson Lens, Bert, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, alright, so first of all, I haven't even finished advertising yet. This music's gonna go on for a long time, but FYI, if anybody didn't know, this is the very first hype train, official hype train ever. I've never received one. This is the first one. And this is supposed to last at least 5 minutes. Which is what I had mistakenly put this music up. Is that too loud or is that okay? By the way. I mistakenly put this up for a raid at some point, so I'd made that mistake, but... Oh my god! Unfocused and IA. Thank you so much for all of the gift subs. Oh my god. Sweet Thug, Frozen Stash, Papa Packard, and Japatina, which I think subscribed last week, followed last week. Hype, volume is good. Okay, great. Yeah, I don't want to deafen anybody. But, oh my god, Books Riot. Okay. So, I guess I have 5 minutes to finish advertising, so if anybody wants to hop in, I can at least explain to everybody, hey, why is the music going like this? It's because it's the very first hype train that's ever happened in my channel. So, let's see. But, yeah, so, oh my god, what the heck is happening? I don't even know what's going on. Like, I'm partially, like, trying to advertise still, and then I see the bar go up, which is so surreal, because I never thought I would be in this weird situation. People, Charlie's Beats! Oh my god, thank you so much for the gift subs. Oh my god. We hit Young Fika, which actually rated last week, and dropped 13 gift subs. Jay Manitou, he's actually a personal magician friend that I met not too long ago. Yeah, and Victor Soar. Oh, thank you kindly for the gift subs, everybody. So, full disclosure, I've never even thought about what I wanted to do for a hype train. Like legitimately. I feel like I should probably be doing magic. But maybe I'll have to do like a bunch of really fast magic tricks after I finish advertising. This is insanity. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually not having that great a birthday, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't stream. And then, because I was thinking, oh, nobody's gonna show up, it's after the Super Bowl, you know, blah blah blah. And then I log in, and then you guys come in, and it's just like, what? So, I'm not gonna lie, I feel good at the moment, so thanks. And if nothing else, like, this music is super hype, like, so, like, I kind of want to dance to it. By the way, if anybody has never played Undertale, I totally recommend. So, oh, my heart. So yeah, I advertised to 30-some Discord channels, and then 2 groups of friends on Facebook. And yeah, sorry I haven't been around on Twitch like the last 3 or 4 days. I have actually been sick, like I actually had fever chills like a few nights ago. And then I was preparing to celebrate a day with my wife because she and I had Friday off and we still had daycare. So she and I were able to do something. So that was cool. Okay, going live now, Okay, I think I have successfully advertised everywhere. Let's see. Okay, I have a Twitch fam channel on Discord too. Add your stuff there whenever. Alright, I can make it like 38 or however many I have. You did it! Woo! Okay, alright. Level 4 hype! What the? I did not expect this, everybody. Okay, this seems almost like... Okay, alright. Okay. Here's a bunch of cards. Let's try doing something. Okay. There's an 8 of clubs. Not been signed by anybody. If anybody wants to double sign a card, I know that if anybody has... But, okay, here, look. There's an 8 of clubs. I'm going to go ahead and grab it, take it, place it in the middle of the deck. If I snap my fingers, believe it or not, that's actually to jump up to the top. Now, we've just gotten this power, so I'm going to go ahead and place it in the middle of the deck. And we're going to go ahead and show you that it jumps back up to the deck. I just realized if they are all stacking themselves up... Okay. Whew. For a second, I thought there was going to be a lot more of those. But, so, alright. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and show you that the 8 of clubs is still there. I'm going to go ahead and stick this in here. Stick that whole packet into this packet. And here, that's not your card because I didn't snap yet. So all I have to do is snap, and then there we go. Boom! Okay, so... Unfocused on IA has requested something. It is actually something that is not a typical magic trick. So let's go ahead and do that. By the way, now would be a good time for shoutouts for a lot of people. So let's just go through them. But so if we get a shout out for Unfocused on IA, also known as Nalani, a variety streamer, but plays music, plays video games, does arts and crafts, and just fun to hang out and be around. Also, there's some really funny people in chat that will trigger sound alerts at inappropriate times. So if you're into that, if you just hang out in Nalani's stream, it'll totally happen. We can get a shout out for Charlie's Beats. Music, video games, coding. Also, I see Charlie's Beats in like virtually every music stream that I go into most of the time. Like I would say 99% of the time I see Charlie's Beats in a let's see here. Let's see. Okay. So, let's see. That was Unfocused IA, Charlie's Beats. If we can get a shout out for Books, Brews, and Booze. Books reads books. Oftentimes when Books is streaming, I'm usually working, but I'll listen to her read some books once in a while. So, other times it's also just chatting, maybe talking about wine or something. Let's see if we can get a shout out for orchestra music. Manny also plays keyboards and plays a lot of groovy video game music and anime music and other things. It's very groovy and chill, and also you can get him to eat beans and do squats. So if that's if that's entertaining, please give orchestra music a follow. Let's see. Okay, was there anybody else that is a streamer that I missed, or if I don't know that you're a streamer, because that would pardon my ignorance. But I think I got everybody. Hey, well, happy Christmas. Thank you. Welcome in, Eric Toaster. Yeah, I used to say Merry Thanksgiving and swap it. Merry birthday. Okay, so while we're doing this, I'm just going to go ahead and just like scramble this, and then we will get to... So this is the one thing that is not a magic trick that is on my trick list. So, but anyway, how is everybody doing? That is most certainly not what I expected when I started streaming today. Also in other news, I don't want to say I was offered a magic gig, but somebody thought of me and asked me if I was interested in taking a magic gig. It was for yesterday, and I found out Friday night, so there was basically very little time, basically no time to prepare, and I was sick. So I'm like, I'm not going to go physically perform somewhere when I'm totally sick. So... Alright, solving Rubik's Cube the legit way, in a way, is more impressive than doing it with magic. Oh yeah. Doing it with magic, there's actually several different methods, but if you're into, like, Rubik's Cube, there's like a bunch of different ways that it's solved by magic, and if you're interested in cubes, they're all pretty cool. But yeah, solving it legit. So I'm doing this using the beginner's method. So let's hope you guys think that this is sufficiently randomized. Looks sufficiently randomized to me. You might think that there's a lot of blue here, but I mean, I'm going to end up scrambling all that anyway. So during the fix. All right, here we go. Okay, let's hope I don't embarrass myself again. By the way, this was a previous boss trick because I fumbled around trying to solve this and trying to explain it. So I'm just not going to explain it, and I'm just going to try and do it. Because last time it did not work out so well. Come on. So important thing with this is when you solve the first layer, these are all matching, but also all of these match their center squares on that side. So this top layer is now done, so I'm now going to do the middle layer, or the second layer, as we will call it. I also haven't solved one for like a week, so I'm a little bit slower than I would expect, but that's okay. We're still gonna get it done. Okay, so now the second layer is done, so you can see that all of the squares in the second layer are done. So now I have a bunch of algorithms memorized for the top. And I may have to do this one up to 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this may look like it's solved, but it's not. So all of these are scrambled. And then, let's see. So I'm going to have to swap these two corners because these two are in the right place. So let's go ahead and do that. And then I just have to swap the middles of all of these top center edges here. And done. All right. Whew. Okay. So, let's see here. Welcome in, Frolic Chris. How's it going? Psst, he's going to move the stickers. Oh, yeah. That would be... First of all, I actually think moving the stickers, once you actually know how to solve one, I think would definitely take way longer than trying to solve it. Let's see. Eric Toaster, jokes aside, I used to be able to solve them maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, if you knew how to solve it, if you just pick it back up, you'll probably be able to solve it again. Let's see. This one looks tiled as opposed to stickered. Gonna be a lot of effort to swap the tiles around. Yeah, this one actually is stickered. I do have one in which the blocks or the pieces are actually just made out of plastic of that color, so that one wouldn't be able to do that. But these are actually stickered. Let's see here. Oh yeah, for you to shout. Oh, thanks for the shout out for Frolic Chris. If you haven't followed Frolic Chris, plays piano and also plays a bunch of VGM, and also trying to play a lot of original music from other Twitch friends. So Twitch music friends. So please give Frolic Chris a follow. Let's see. Last layer takes like twice as much effort as the entire rest of the cube. Yeah, I would actually say, so I could logic like the top and second layers, but then like the third one is pretty much you have to memorize some algorithms or like it's not intuitive. Thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats, Eric Toaster, Gibson Lens. Oh wow, it is stickered, yes. Panda-tastic Man, hey, welcome in. How's it going? Let's see. Learn Straylight. All right. Oh, hold on. I usually change the talking when I'm going to do this. Oh, no! Sorry. I did not change focus, and I changed to a different source. Okay, so for anybody who just joined in or hasn't been to my stream or has been to my stream before but didn't really catch the intro. Hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian with 3 N's on Twitch, and I like to do sleight of hand card magic. What you saw was literally the only thing on my trick list that is not a trick. It's not even magic, but um, if you would like to request anything, feel free. You can do exclamation point how, and it'll tell you how. So you can request it from the song list because it's a singer song list that is filled with magic tricks, or you can type in exclamation point random and it'll randomly add one to the queue. So Panda-tastic, man, boo, non-magic. Oh, I'm sorry, Panda-tastic. Somebody had requested it, and so I had to do it. But anyway, so if you want to see some magic, there's literally 60 other magic tricks that you can request. It's not magic, it's science. Little did he know that science is magic. I'm trying to learn a cube. Oh, okay. So yeah, the beginner's method is basically the way that the instructions basically teach you how to do when they granted magician's choice. Oh man, okay. Well, Frolic Chris, thank you kindly for the magician's choice. Let me decide what to do. I think I have one in mind. Let me find one appropriate thing for it, and then I need to just quickly set up. By set up, I mean find a bunch of cards. But I did this one at the Magic Convention, and the original version of this is also on my trick list, but it uses only 4 cards normally. And this one I adapted it because it's a 6-card version. Bewave would be awesome on stream. So I don't actually do Bewave specifically, but the ones that will use Bewave principles, if you're Panda-tastic Man, if you're familiar, I'd recommend requesting Trading Kings. So that would be the one that I would recommend. And thank you for the magic trick name drop. That is okay here. We try not to divulge secrets just in case people in chat don't want to, but if you want to put names of things and people who created tricks, that's perfectly fine. Let's see here. Is there a trick named Straylight? No, there's no trick named Straylight, Charlie. Sorry. Let's see. Bro Elmsley. Oh yeah, Bro Elmsley. So Mr. Elmsley has created the sleight that is well known. That is my favorite sleight. So there is a yeah. Let's see. Eric Toaster is putting in, if anybody's not familiar, advanced Rubik's Cubes things. Chan the Magic Man. Hello, welcome in. How's it going, Chan? Thank you kindly for the happy birthday, Nam. Also, if you guys didn't know, Chan the Magic Man, another Twitch streamer that streams magic, normally does magic on Mondays for Magic Mondays. So if we can get a shout out for Chan the Magic Man. Other times when Chan's streaming, usually retro 8-bit games or retro games, but for the most part, that's what Chan does on Chan's channel. Let's see. I already addressed the Bewave. Training Kings is solid. Yep. Also based on Twisted Sisters, if you knew that. Never divulge secrets. Yeah. Not yet, at least. Okay. Elmsley taught me to count like a boss. Oh yeah, for sure. Magic Convention goodness. Yes, that was last stream, but let's see here. Okay. Let's let me add it. Revolver fully loaded. Okay, that's the one I'm gonna be. Oh no. Oh, I didn't add the new one. Oh, this is gonna be a treat. So I created a version of this. It's a handling of this. I perform Twisted Sisters all the time and even developed my own variation called Unruly Sibling. Oh, totally makes sense. Okay, so first things first. We have 6 cards. Now, the normal version of this trick uses 4, but it's called revolver, and revolvers usually have 6 a 6 spinner for all of the bullets. So, but how I'm going to represent, we have the ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of hearts. And how I'm going to represent each shot, each bullet being fired, is that we're going to turn it face down, but hopefully in an interesting and magical way. So basically, if I go ahead and I shoot bang now, bang, the ace will be face down and everything else will still be face up. Because take a look, you'll see that the ace is now face down. Now, if you want to see the second bullet get shot, bang. Now, I was doing this at the convention, and basically for every bullet, I got the entire table that I was performing for to say bang, and like it drew a crowd because everybody was like, "Why is everybody saying bang?" But look, now if you take a look, the 2 is face down and everything else is face up. And now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the 3, bang. And what you'll see is that the 3 is face down and everything else is face up. Let's see. Now we're going to go ahead and bang, and we're going to shoot, and the 4th bullet's going to go. So the 4 is face down, everything else is face up. And then now finally, bang. Everything, actually no, sorry. The 5 is face down, everything else is face up. Okay, now finally, the 6th bullet, bang. So now the 6 is face down, and everything else is face up. Now, important question. I don't know if anybody saw it, but if I showed you the backs of all of these cards, what color would you say the back is? I think a lot of people would say that the backs are red, right? Yeah, now you got to painstakingly revolve. Yeah, reload the revolver. But here's the strange thing about this. What if I showed you that all of the cards, none of them were actually red backed, but actually all of them were blue backed. And that, my friends, is Revolver Fully Loaded. Thank you very much for the request, Frolic Chris. And I'm probably going to make that a boss trick for next time, because I just had one slight tilt of my hand that I was not super happy with, just near the end. But for the most part, I think I performed the rest of it fine. I just tilted my hand a little too early. But otherwise, I thought generally good performance. So let's see here. Oh, but the good news is I can mark off the Rubik's Cube. And then also, for anybody who wants an explanation of a boss trick, it's just a way that I give myself magic homework so that I do it better next time. Let's see. Thank you kindly for the claps. Frolic Chris. Gibson Lens. Chan the Magic Man for the sound alert. Let's see here. Let me read some of those comments. Now you got to painstakingly reload the revolver. Yes. So I can kind of understand why the trick revolver is normally done, but with 4 cards, because it shortens up the trick and the extra phases are kind of like unnecessary. But and it's also a lot more mental handling, like how to arrange cards and things in the trick. So it's like, but you know, that's how it goes, I guess, sometimes. Unless you got one of those fancy 7-chambered ones. Oh yeah, nope, nothing fancy here. Regular revolver. If you take the blue pill, how does he keep doing that? Yeah. Frozen Stash, hey, welcome in. Woo! How's it going? Frolic Chris says, that was really cool. Awesome. A bang sound redeem would be perfect for this. Oh, man, you know what? Well, the thing was, the revolver trick was never really a popular trick, but if people start requesting it, maybe I'll have to replace one of the other ones with it. You should make us say bang. You just won't hear it. Hey, Wabi Sabiko, how's it going? Hey, crazy. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. I'm 1 year older than I would have reported yesterday. This man can just destroy any assumptions you make. One day, he's gonna go in your house, steal your fridge, and if you catch him, he'll just convince you it was his fridge all along. Wanana. Jack Bandits. I don't know if you guys understand that reference, but if you do, please let me know that you understood that reference. And if you did not, that's okay. Let's see. Frozen Stash has requested Back Illusion. Excellent. Thank you kindly for requesting what I purportedly feel like is an original trick. It is hard to attribute properly in the world of magic, so I can never be sure if I came up with something first or not, but okay. So we have a request for 3 travelers from Charlie's Beats. Thank you kindly for the request, Charlie. And let's see. So what we have here. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and main screen share now. Okay, so we have the 3, the 2, and the ace. And so what I'm going to do is let's first place the 3 here. I'm just using the hearts because I just had them set aside from the previous trick. It just makes life easier that way. But I would just use the ace, 2, and the 3 of any suit. Here, so the 2 goes there. Ace, going to go on the top. Now, here's the thing with this trick. If we think of the deck as an elevator, I'm now going to go ahead and take the ace and place it on the bottom. But if I want that ace to come back up to the top, I have to find the deck. And if you look at the deck on the back, it actually looks like 2 elevator buttons. And if you press the elevator button up, that ace should travel all the way back up from the bottom to the top. I'll give everybody a second if anybody is inching on using a redeem or anything. And if not, it won't work unless you press ding. Whoa! It looks like Charlie used a ding, and because we heard the elevator ding, the ace has actually jumped back up to the top. I know. Interesting, right? So now if I grab the 2, if I place it on the top, but now I'm going to go ahead and press the down elevator button. And, you know, when you press the elevator button, sometimes you're not... Whoa! We just got another ding from Charlie's Beats. And if I show you, it's on the bottom. I know. Interesting, right? So, and now here what we've got is the 3, right? So the 3 is here. But what I want to do is now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the 3. How did I do this part of the trick before? I didn't do this before, but I'm letting you know it's actually on the top. Some people don't believe it's really on the top. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place it over here. And what we will do is press both buttons, because when we press both buttons, it's not going to behave like an elevator at all, but more like a transporter. So if you're familiar with Star Trek, it'll transport from here to there, which I believe I saw the Trek Nerd. By the way, I'm sorry if I miss saying hi to you, the Trek Nerd, but hi, the Trek Nerd. It behaves like the transporter pad, and the 3 should now be on top over here. And that, my friends, is the 3 travelers. Thank you kindly for all the redeems and requesting that, Charlie. Greatly appreciate it. And if anybody didn't know, there's a bunch of sound alerts if anybody wants to request them. Thank you kindly for the claps. Wabi Sabiko. Chain the Magic Man. Gibson Lens. Eric Toaster says, last time I tried that, it made the badumts sound, and the elevator crashed down into the basement. My sympathies. Thank you kindly for the claps, Charlie's Beats. Okay, I don't know if anybody just finished watching the big Super Bowl game, but hydrate. Feel free to hydrate yourselves, make sure. Thank you kindly for the claps, Eric Toaster. And then I'll get ready for the next trick. The one time I went to the Super Bowl, I was kicked out because I brought a super spoon. You got it. I swear I use this one the most. Personally. Pandatastic Man. Crap, I forgot to say. Clears throats. Happy birthday. Well, sorry. Happy Beer-He Day. Beer-He Day. Thank you kindly, Pandatastic Man. Greatly appreciate it. I'm also reading it very phonetically. Frolic Chris. Me too. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am sleepy. That was supposed to be birthday. No, I totally understand it. I'm just reading it exactly, and I know the T is next to the Y. It's perfect. I'm just teasing. Happer Bort Date. Yeah, Eric Toaster says Happer Borth Date. Borth Date. Borth Date. I gotta say that correctly. I'm not sure if this one is going to be as great after seeing Revolver, because the plot's a little bit similar. But thank you kindly for the request. Frozen Stash. Chances. Bappy Hearth Day. Bappy Hearth Day. Eric Toaster types in a bunch of gobbledygook. All right, so I've been calling this back illusion. So we have, so you'll see that these are not your typical bicycle cards. You can see that the back design is way different, and the fronts of these are all of the aces, and all of the pips are way more gigantic than the other ones. So that is the ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, and the ace of spades. Now, the thing is, I just showed you all of the faces. Eric Toaster says, not going to read that one? Yeah, nope, not going to read that one. Sorry, Eric Toaster. A lot of people would probably say blue. But actually, if I go ahead and I take the ace of spades and I place it on the back and I just kind of rub, you'll see that perhaps they're a little bit different now. So now if I show you, all of them are now red-backed. I know. Super interesting, right? Now, here's the thing. Some people believe that some of the cards are red-backed, some of them are blue-backed. So, how many do you guys think are blue-backed, and how many do you think are red-backed? 2 and 2? 1 and 3? 3 and 1? Let's see. What? Oh, Frolic Chris asks me, what is your favorite actual card game versus trick? Oh yeah, I'll get to that after this trick. Wabi Sabiko says, eh! Eric Toaster says, all of them green. Oh, the Rusty Panda. Hey, welcome in. Happy birthday. Thank you kindly for the birthday wishes. Hey, Panda. And, all blue. Okay, so... Hey. All right, so we have some guesses. All green, all blue. All green is kind of close. So, believe it or not, it's called the back illusion is because I made you think that there were backs at all, but these are actually all blank on the back. So, and that, my friends, is back illusion. Frolic Chris says all red. Chain the Magic Man, thank you kindly for the OMG. By the way, if anybody has not seen Chen the Magic Man's emote, OMG, it's basically yeah. Wabi Sabiko says shook. What? Yeah, I know. Thank you kindly for the claps. The Rusty Panda, Wabi Sabiko, the emotes Chan. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly for the request, Frozen Stash. Hopefully you enjoyed that. All right. Frozen Stash says wicked. No, the AMA was not answered yet. So, let's see. What is my favorite card game, actual card game versus trick? So, let's see. If you wanted to limit it to card games using a regular deck of cards, that one's probably a little bit easier to answer because I have an answer for that. If you've never heard of a card game called Spit, that's probably my favorite. I don't know if I'd be good at it anymore, but I have fond memories of playing that with my best friend when I was younger. We would play one-handed Spit. If you wanted to have a different card game that's closer to, and it was really only 1v1. My favorite like multiplayer regular classic card game is 45s, which is kind of like a trick-taking game, but from what I was told later, it's kind of originating from like the northeast of the United States. So it's kind of very regional, but it's like a trick-taking game where like the Trump suit, which is unfortunate now, it's associated with Trump all the time, but the Trump suit is named all the time, but it's like the five of suit is always the highest in rank, and then the jack, and then the ace of hearts, even if hearts is the Trump suit, and then the ace of that suit, and then those four, and then there's a few other rules, but yeah. Now for card games that are outside the realm of regular playing cards, this one's going to be a lot harder for me to answer because I have a lot of card games. Let's see, those are both new to me. Interesting. Okay, yeah, and then card games that are outside of the realm of regular classic playing card games. I've loved things like Magic the Gathering, Overpower, things like Android Netrunner. So all of these, I have lots of reasons for why I like and dislike various games. But so Slay the Spire, I consider a video game. It's going to be a board game soon, and it's going to be more in board game territory. So like Dominion is a board game that has cards, and you can basically play with just cards. But I consider that more of a board game. It's not really like a card game to me. So because you buy the box, and even though there's expansions, like you don't really need those other things to play. So I guess I'm considering the realm of collectible card games as far as like card games. I'll probably have to say Android Netrunner is probably the most unique. I'm saying Android Netrunner, but it's really the Netrunner card game. Android Netrunner was the reboot of Netrunner, but it's an asymmetrical card game. Hey, welcome in for Loris. How's it going? Oh, thank you kindly for the birthday wishes. Greatly appreciate it. The trick queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. ! TL for the trick list or ! Random, and I'll put something in. Otherwise, I'm trying to answer an AMA question that somebody redeemed. But yeah, so Netrunner is probably the most unique mechanics. I have this love for Magic the Gathering, even though right now there's a lot of hate against Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro. But like the game itself, I really enjoy. Let's see. Eric Toaster says, "Is it even possible to throw a surprise party for a magician such as Crazy Agent? I feel like he'd just know." I'll let you know that I've not been in contact with a lot of people, so I mean, you can plan something in secret, and it would probably be not I would not know. Learn some new card games. Oh yeah, so yeah, probably the most unique one I'd recommend to look into if you like other weird card games is the Netrunner card game. You probably already know about Magic the Gathering. The other one that I liked as a kid that I didn't know I was playing incorrectly as a kid, but now I played correctly as an adult, was Overpower. There was Marvel Overpower and DC Overpower, but that was kind of like a different kind of game that didn't stem off like mechanics that were similar to Magic the Gathering. So if that helps, and if you want more card games, I played a ton of like collectible card games. Like I used to know how to play like 70 different collectible card games. So that's kind of like that was my MO growing up in elementary and middle school. And yes, I played things like Yu-Gi-Oh! And yes, I played things like Pokemon. Actually, if you look on my YouTube channel, I have a Pokemon TCG tutorial on my YouTube channel. So that's a great start. Yeah, Netrunner. Yeah, Netrunner is probably the one to look into because it's asymmetrical. It's 1v1 always, but both sides have different rules to win. But it's super balanced, or at least in my experience. Look, Crazy Asian just knows everything. It's part of the magician's pact. He can tell the future. It's impossible to startle him. I'll show you. Boo. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So, I have a trick I was kind of working on last time, and I did it on stream, and nobody's requesting anything now. See, that didn't startle him. Eric Toaster, it worked. Sorry, I'm shook. Oh, I've been shooken. And last time I think I tried to perform it, and I would like to try and perform something similar again this time. And I just want to see how well it works. So, oh yes, Gibson Lens is the turkey startled nom. So yes, back in November, I was experimenting with new sound alerts, and one of them was a turkey gobble gobble for Thanksgiving, and I think that was only up for 2, maybe 3 weeks, so 3 streams. And when that was first activated, I wasn't even used to sound alerts yet, so it was so startling. I was surprised and I laughed hysterically. Um, that might have been clipped, and if it wasn't clipped, I think the VOD is still. Oh no, 60 days. It might be close to coming off of storage, but otherwise, it'll be eventually on my YouTube. I just don't know when. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to need. Okay, next person in chat who says something, I'm gonna write a random, hopefully reasonably short word or number on this card, just so that you can verify that this is the same Four of Hearts and not like a duplicate one later. So let me know just for fair. Anti. All right, we're just gonna go with lol lol lol. Oh wait, no, sorry. Frozen Stash beat you. Sorry, I did not see that. Pickle. Sorry, we're gonna go with pick. Oh my God, Gibson Lens was on it. All right. All right, I'll go with pickle and lol lol lol. Sorry, Eric Toaster, trying to push the limits of QA and seeing how that stands. But all right, pickle and lol lol lol. All right. I swear I did not set this up with Frozen Stash or Wabi Sabiko, and most certainly not with Eric Toaster. So, all right. Pickle, lol, lol. Okay, there we go. All right, pickle, lol, lol, lol. So what I would like to do is I would like to go ahead and first I'm going to bend the card. And then I would like to fold it so that I can easily tear it. Anti-pickle lol. What a ridiculous. Alright, I'm not going to try and pronounce that. Okay, alright, so what we have here is our card. And I'm just going to slowly tear it along the... Oh wait, can you see that? Was that... Okay, this needs to be on camera there. Okay. Okay, so now we have 4 pieces right here. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do something called a coin matrix, but on 4 pieces of corner card. So we're going to try and teleport these cards from corner to corner magically. Okay, so first I'm going to cover each one of these with a card, and then we'll make them teleport. So if you watch, I'm going to make this piece jump from here to there. Watch. And then this happens quick. This one from here to there. And then the last one there. Now, the thing, yeah, if you weren't watching, that happens pretty quick. So here's the thing. I can go ahead and try and recombine these. So let me see if this will work. So you got to get it just right. You have to have them line up perfectly once again. And then if you can kind of see right now, I've got one piece reconnected right there. And then we have, once again, all of those pieces now reconnected. And if you can kind of see, we have our pickle lol lol back together in one piece. And that, my friends, is something I'm working on. As far as I can tell, I haven't found any evidence that other people have done it, but I can't imagine that that's super original, but like, that means I'm coming up with this handling by myself, so super proud of this, so thus far. Still a work in progress. I think it could still be improved, but I'm liking where it's going, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you liked that. It combines two plots in Magic. The coin matrix, which is where those pieces are jumping around, usually done with coins, but also the torn and restored card. This is actually the first foray. I've never done a torn and restored card ever, so I'm thinking I'm naming it something like torn and reloaded, because it's implying it's the matrix, and then the torn and restored is the, yeah. So anyway, that's yeah. You can call the trick stray light. I mean, I could, but I don't know if that is that considered infringing. All right, let's see. Okay, trying to pronounce these words out loud might give you that. Okay, For Laura says, girl. Sorry, do I need more sass with that? Girl. All right, Wabi Sabiko, mind blown. Oh man. Hey, wow! Thank you kindly for the claps. Wabi Sabiko, Eric Toaster, Gibson Lens, Frozen Stash. At this point, you should work in crime scenes to reconstruct the crime. Oh. Oh! Absolutely honorificalitudinitatibus. Alright, that one looked like reasonable, so I tried that one. So actually, I was thinking, now that for Loris, you might have just inspired me to theme that trick a certain way. So what if I themed it like a murder mystery, and each of the four corners of the card were pieces of evidence that we gathered to the one room, and then at the end, putting all of the pieces back together reveals who the murderer was, or the crime. For Loris, thank you kindly for literally just that one statement. If nothing else, that's actually a really good idea. Not that, so I assume that you meant that out of like in a literal sense, but that's not how I took it. So anyway, thank you very much, For Loris. And also, FYI, I don't think I would ever like to work in anything in which there were real people and real stakes and lives on the line. So, but anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Forever we'll remember pickle. Lol lol lol. I should also put like, sorry Eric Toaster, your word is not here. Like, it was just a joke, but okay. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, yes, please, thank you. That's for those of you who joined my stream in the last couple of streams, my New Year's, it's not so much a resolution, but my New Year's goal for my Magic was to become more original and creative with how I present my magic. So I'm not just like rehashing 100% like a performance that somebody else came up with, but trying to instill more things that I've done and to make it more personal and different. So that by itself, like it helps like get my mind going. So that's pretty cool. That's really cool. Um, Remind me to do that in the future if it shows up on my list or anything. So you could call it Clue. Oh, I could just name it. Yeah, the Clue trick. That'd be good. Don't worry, I'll just go back to this actual city in Wales that Eric Toaster is talking about. Trick queue is open. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. So I was partially debating on whether I wanted to open up a beer or not, and I'm feeling like I do. So I'm gonna open a beer because I have not had a birthday drink at all today. So this will be the birthday drink. You're the birthday boy. Oh yeah. Do it. Scandalous. Yeah. So also for anybody who didn't know, in the past I have talked on stream about my medical condition that basically says you shouldn't have too much alcohol. It's called gout, and it will severely disable my foot in extreme pain. And so I try and minimize the amount of alcohol I have nowadays, but I just really love extremely dark, stouty beers. So here we are. If anybody's curious, this is Dragon's Milk. It's a stout. Typically is 11% ABV, and this particular one is a reserve from I think if it's not last year, it might be from 2 years ago. And it is Dragon's Milk Reserve Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout with peanut butter, cocoa nibs, and other natural flavors. So yeah, that's that. Okay. Woo. All right. Man, we've gotten 2 off-menu magic tricks already. That's quite high alcohol content for beer, isn't it? Yes. Wabi Sabiko, if you're familiar with beers, your typical beers, somewhere between 4 and maybe like 6 to 7%. Once you get to like 7, 8%, it starts to be like the middle tier where people are thinking, oh, that's not like a low ABV beer anymore or regular ABV beer. Once you get to 8 or above, people consider that high ABV for a beer. Eric Toaster says, this beer has been a bane for all drinkers of actual Dragon's Milk, who now need to specify that they don't mean the beer. Nope, lol, I can't drink. Oh, yeah. Jer Roke, did someone say beer? Yes. Beer. Dragon's Milk is yummy. Yes, totally agree. All right. Jer Roke, if you enjoy dark stouts, I'm going to have to show you this. So there you go. Yeah. If we can give a shout out for Jer Roke. For everybody who doesn't know, Jer Roke, pianist, plays a lot of VGM anime music. Normally during like the daytime on the weekends. I'll usually lurk, but I can't interact because baby. But I always enjoy his streams, so it's very fun. All right. Trick queue is empty. Feel free to request anything. Otherwise, I'm just gonna babble on. So, and not Babylon. That's different. By the way, if anybody's into sci-fi, I really enjoyed Babylon 5. Babylon 5 is awesome. I really liked it. It's a 90s sci-fi show, but it's pretty good. Give me that Founder's Breakfast Stout. Oh yeah, Founder's Breakfast Stout. Also really good. All good stuff. Jer Roke, I don't know if I'd ever figured out why you like Cheez-Its, but when I first saw your stream and I saw that you had the Cheez-It emote and that you had piles of Cheez-Its in the back, I was like, man, I kind of like so. Not only that, I read in your description that you were a software engineer, and I'm like, man, Jer Roke, he and I probably could get along because I have an unhealthy. My wife would tell me that I have an unhealthy obsession with Triscuits. So it's a different cracker. It's not quite, but it's. I'm like, oh man, like if I have less than like 6 boxes of Triscuits, I'm running low. Like, so if you didn't know, Jer, that thought crossed my mind at some point. Gibson says, I had some Triscuits recently. Oh man, awesome. Yeah, Triscuits. My preferred choice of cracker. You can eat it by itself. It goes with everything. It's like sturdy. It like can hold things. So like you can dip it into things. You eat it with cheese. Yeah, I'm cutting back a bit. Jer says I'm cutting back a bit to eat a little bit more healthy. Completely understandable. Um, so yeah, I don't cut back on my Triscuits. I just eat it with different things. So instead of having it with like the unhealthiest of cheese and like bacon baked onto it, then it's like maybe I'll have it with like hummus or Triscuit with avocado or guacamole on it or something. So I could accidentally stress eat an entire box. Oh yeah, when I'm hungry, I could totally eat a whole box of Triscuits. For sure, for sure. Okay, all right. Let's see. Man, we haven't done a magic trick for a little bit. Let me random one and see what we get. 4 burglars. Okay, great. This one's easy. I could have done this even with more alcohol in my system. So I'm just gonna find all 4 jacks. I don't know if orchestra music's still here, but also orchestra music can be the ringleader of this operation. So the 4 burglars are plotting to rob a bank. The bank is going to be represented by the deck. And I'm going to introduce you to all 4 of them. Here we have the Jack of Spades, also known as S-ROM music. And then we've also got the Jack of Diamonds, the Jack of Clubs, and of course our ringleader, orchestra music, aka Manny, the Jack of Hearts. And we have all of the other jacks. They're going to be sent into the bank. So they land all on top of the roof. And Jack of Hearts is going to instruct them, go ahead and steal money from the vault. Go ahead and steal money from the safety deposit boxes. Go ahead and empty out all the cash registers. And they're all going to run into the bank while our Jack of Hearts remains on the top of the roof as the lookout looking for police or FBI, whatever. Oh, thank you kindly for the heat map right here. Let me grab that. Delicious heat map. And let's pretend that me eating that heat map set off some alarms. Thanks for the eat. And here's the thing. Jack of Hearts says, hey everybody, we have to get back to the roof because the police are here. Well, with that, all it takes is that warning and their plan to escape. They all run back up to the roof and they get away in their helicopter. And that, my friends, is the 4 burglars. For Loris says, damn! Hopefully I enunciated what you tried to say there, so thank you kindly for the damn! Those criminals. I stand those criminals. Yep. So I did have a different version of that. I had actually put on some magic shows for my company, and I changed it to be, instead of 4 burglars, it's 4 people who work on an software engineering team, and they go and went and did all their separate work at different places, whether they're working remotely or at home or whatnot. But then they end up showing up all at the meeting for the demo at the end together. So, but that was for my workplace. Okay. All right. At least I can feel the coughs coming. I can catch them and mute myself. I have this fear that after I mute myself, that I click and I don't unmute myself properly. So, but by the way, I had this strange, I don't want to call it nightmare, but it was a weird dream, and I don't normally have nightmares, but I woke up slightly concerned. And do you want to know what was happening in the dream? I was streaming, and I couldn't find a raid target. And I was upset. That was what I was doing in my... Oh my god, thank you kindly for the raid, ZD Major 7. Welcome in. How are you doing tonight? How is the stream, ZD Major? If we can get a shout out for ZD Major 7. So ZD Major 7 plays piano, a lot of VGM, and it's just all around pretty cool. I've only lurked in ZD stream, but let's see. Frozen Sash says perfect timing, lol. Welcome in, Raiders. So let's see here. Hey there, Jer said to raid you, and I always listen to Jer. Oh, thank you very much, Jer. Thank you very much, ZD Major 7. Greatly appreciate it. So let's see. ZD Major 7. I don't play music, but I have a StreamerSonglist that has magic tricks. If you would like to request a trick, feel free. I'll bump that up to the top for you. But if you don't know what to request and you would just like to request something, you can type in !random, and we'll randomly put a trick into the queue for you. But to introduce myself to all of the raiders, hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian with 3 N's, and I like to do sleight of hand card magic. So here we are. And can we do Magician's Choice? Yeah, we can do a Magician's Choice for ZD Major 7. Sure, thank you. Request for Magician Choice. And we'll do that for ZD Major 7. Okay. We'll do one of my favorite ones to perform when I first run into somebody at the bar. But anyway, ZD Major 7, how was your stream? How did it go? Did everything go well? Was it great? One of JR says, one of these days listening to me is going to get ZD Major 7 in trouble. Well, today's not that day. I mean, I'm not gonna... It was pretty great. Yeah, excellent. Great. Good to hear. I mean, you know, if JR starts saying things like, you know, take hydrochloroquine to solve COVID or something, then we'll know. Stop. Okay, so this trick is called Twisting the Aces, if anybody ends up wanting to see this again. I also like to show this off because it's short and quick, but also it has a bunch of names of streamer friends that we have. Okay, so this is not so much a trick as just a strange phenomenon, but if I was to go ahead and I turn up a card, doing it like this is how normal people would do it. And that's not what we want to do. I'm a magician, so I can do it way fancier. If I hold the packet like this and I give it a twist, believe it or not, that is enough to turn up one of the aces. That'll turn up the ace of hearts. Now if I hold the packet again and I give it another twist, believe it or not, the ace of hearts will turn itself face down and the ace of clubs will turn itself face up. See? Isn't that weird? That's super weird, right? Strange phenomenon. Now if I go ahead and hold the pack and give it another magical twist, believe it or not, that will turn up the ace of diamonds. I know. Interesting. And the ace of spades is our most stubborn ace. Some people would say it's magically resistant, because if I give it one magical twist, there's actually nothing that turns up. But even if I give it 2 magical twists, that's actually not enough magic to turn it face up. But if I go ahead and so I'm going to turn on the heat map. If anybody would like to send their magic, feel free to click directly in the Twitch stream to send your magic here. And if you want to send magic but you don't have you're not on browser, not on desktop, type ones in chat to send your magic to the packet. So I think I could see 2, maybe 3 heat maps overlapping there. Oh no, 2, 3. Okay, 4, 5. Okay, excellent. I think that was enough magic. I'll go ahead and let me clear those. And all of that magic from the heat maps was enough to turn the ace of spades face up. And that, my friends, was twisting the aces for ZD Major 7 and Raiders. Yes. Oh, thank you kindly for the mind blown Charlie's Beats. And Aries 4443. Welcome in, or if you had been here before, I missed it. I'm sorry. And then thank you very much for the bits, ZD Major 7. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's see here. And for Loris, thank you for the the A's run off the line for me. Sorry, center of gravity is still a thing. All right. Whoa, ZD Major 7. Thank you kindly for the follow. Greatly appreciated. I'm going to do what I normally do after a stream and get ice cream and go, oh yeah. No problem, ZD Major 7. Enjoy the ice cream. And if you come back, feel free to continue requesting or interacting. But if not, I totally understand. You got to clean up and do what you do. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, the thing that I couldn't figure out in the dream that frustrated me was like, I couldn't find a raid target, and so that was what I was upset about in the dream. So, but anyway, hashtag Twitch problems. So, okay, all right. Let me set up for twisting Picasso's arm. So I'm actually glad that I was able to do twisting the aces right before this, because you'll see a little bit of the inspiration for that in this, but hopefully it'll still be a little mysterious that you don't exactly know how everything is done. That's the plan anyway. So, okay. And let me set up for this. Oh, I realized that I don't want anything discrepant here. Sorry guys, hang on. I should probably just find a stack of cards that this will just work with all the time. Okay. Alright, and this one was requested by Charlie's Beats. Books, Brews, and Booze says, Happy birthday! Gotta hop off for the night. Well, thank you kindly for stopping in, Books, Brews, and Booze. Hopefully you have a great evening. Thanks for stopping in. Greatly appreciated. Great seeing you. Have a glorious night. We'll talk to you later. Okay, so we've got 4 face cards here. And what I want to show you is that all of these cards are blue-backed cards. Okay. Now the thing with this is, if I go ahead and I twist this like this, book says, always a pleasure. Sorry for the work lurk. Yeah, no worries. Lurkers are welcome. As I always say, if I'm just fiddling with cards by myself, there's no magic happening. But even if there's just one lurker, the magic happens in their mind. Hold on, I have to cough. Sorry about that. I'm okay. That probably sounded way worse to you guys. Frozen Stash says, "Don't die." I know. I'm not allowed. My wife hasn't given me permission to die. So anyway, with that twist, one of our blue-backed cards has turned into a red-backed card. Interesting. But look, if I twist it again, the Trek nerd worries. No, no, no. It's okay. I did say I was sick. I am recovering. I did have like fever chills a couple days ago. For Laura says no. But look, now two of the blue back cards are red back cards. Actually, I get one more twist. So now three of the cards are red backed, and only one of them is blue backed. And actually, I do want to show you that there is a blue backed card here, right there, before we change it to be all red backs with this. And now all the cards are red backed cards. And that is a trick that I'm calling twisting Picasso's arm, which is a combination. For Laura says, "I don't accept this." I wasn't sure if that was all the death talk or the color changing backs in the cards in my hand. Charlie's Beats has the eyes and the Kino. For Laura says, "Is so cool." And Gibson Lens, thank you kindly for the applause. Yeah, so this is a trick, twisting Picasso's arm. So I do another trick called Picasso's Aces, which I like so much. I usually use as one of my two closers. And then twisting the Aces, which is the one that you saw before this. So I combine those two into like something that is now this. So hopefully you you enjoyed and liked that. So. I suspect that's based on binary stuff, if that means anything. The Trek nerd. I suspect it's based on binary stuff. No. If I'm interpreting it the way that you intended it correctly, I don't. It's not based on binary stuff. But there is sleight of hand involved. I don't know if you knew. This is a sleight of hand magic stream. So, J-Roke says, "My spider sense tells me you work in tech." For Laura says, "You should call a trick colorblind." The Trek nerd. I'm speaking in code. All right, Penn and Teller. Oh, speaking of which, nobody understood the reference that I mentioned earlier because they didn't see anybody call it out. So, if anybody remembers a show called Doug Funny, that was on Nickelodeon a long time ago, it was from back then. Okay, and then we have... I did see a redeem, but actually I could not have done that one with the clear cards. I believe it was from Charlie, because Charlie's the one that always redeems. Hold on, let me double check. You can choose. Okay. Happy birthday, Nom! Thank you kindly. Checking the gaff meter. Welcome in. Thank you kindly for the Doritos. Greatly appreciate it. Oh man, so many Doritos. Let's see here. Okay, I'll do this one with normal cards, and then we'll do one for Charlie's Beats after with the clear plastic cards. How are you doing checking the gaff meter? With candles on top. Let's see. Trek Nerd says, "When it comes to magic, my entire skill set is sleight." All right. so Dr. Daly's last trick, also normally done with aces. We've used the aces a lot. I'll use the twos. Actually, wait. Oh, it's harder to see with the queens. Frozen Stars. Okay, right. We'll use the twos. Okay, so here we have the 4 twos. I could do this with a borrowed deck of cards. These are normal. There's nothing weird about them. So here's the thing with this. If I go ahead and I... Let's see. Oh, I assume that was in relation to what we had just spoken about. Thank you kindly for the badumts. That was a pun. Okay, I'll show myself out. Extreme delay. All right. If I place the spades, the 2 of spades here, and I place the 2 of clubs here, a lot of people would guess, if I asked where the 2 of spades was, where's Chris M.E.? Because that's the only signed 2. People would guess that it's here. That is correct. Now, if we go ahead and we do basically the same thing, if I go ahead and I place the Chris M.E. 2 of spades here, and I go ahead and I place the 2 of clubs right here, where's the Chris M.E. 2 of spades? A lot of people would guess here. But if you guessed here this time, you would be incorrect, because this is actually the 2 of hearts. And if you guessed that it was here, this is actually the 2 of diamonds. The 2 of spades is now over here. And that, my friends, is Dr. Daly's last trick. ZD Matrix 7 said, "Oh, hey, I just read your tagline. Happy birthday." Thank you. Thank you kindly for that. The birthday, ZD Matrix 7. I know, that one was quick. That's also a fast trick. And my guess, who the heck knows? For Loris, how in the fuck did you do that? Great question. I mean, as a sleight of hand magic, but yes, it looks like I did the exact same thing as I did the first time. And the first time the result was expected, and the second time the result was not expected. All right, so we have a redeem to redeem, and it is for Charlie's Beats, and I have to do a trick with the, where are the plastic cards here? Clear plastic cards. So if anybody didn't know, I have a bunch of different channel redeems that are different decks of cards. So if you want me to do magic with Uno cards, or a smaller deck of cards, or a gigantic deck of cards, those are most of the redeems. I think I colored them all in blue. Yeah, they're mostly in blue. But clear plastic cards is 1,000. And also I'll use Magic the Gathering cards for some tricks as well. So it depends on the trick. But these are the clear plastic cards that I use. So these are the backs, and then here are the fronts. For Laura says, "I'm saving my points to request more tricks in the future." Oh, I mean, requesting tricks is free, so I mean, you can just request tricks. That's fine. I have to come up. Let me see if I can find one that would be appropriate for this Charlie's Beats. One that I can do and can use these. Let me. Okay. I've never performed this with this one. I hope I don't mess it up. So we're going to try and do too many cards. With these clear ones. I'm going to need to find some cards though. So let's use the diamonds. The diamonds have not been used much today. This is the one problem with having like all the possible tricks that I can and want to perform. All I have to quote unquote set up for each one, especially with like weird redeems like this. It's like, well, I don't know what trick I'm gonna do with a clear deck of cards. I'm looking for 2 and 4. Why can't I find the 2 and the 4? Oh, they're right next to each other near the end. Okay. So, let me see here. We're going to need to actually, oh yeah, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, ace. Okay. Okay. So we have the ace, 2, 3, 4, 5 of diamonds. Cool card deck, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, I have a bunch of other decks. If you just want to see them, I can bring them on camera after this if you would like to see more. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take the ace, and I'm gonna place it not on the top. You can see it's going like into. Actually, you might not be able to see exactly, but it's actually going underneath this top card. So it's not on the top. It's not on the bottom. But I'm gonna push it in there. Yeah, show them. I want to see all the decks. Yeah. Okay, cool. But look, if I go ahead and I snap, that's actually going to bring the ace back up to the top. I know, super interesting, right? Look, I'm going to go ahead and grab the ace, and once again, I'm going to stick it into the middle of the packet. And if I snap, it actually jumps back up to the top. And I know what you're thinking. I have 5 cards. You can't follow them all because you have 2 eyes. So let me remove one for you. And I'm just going to do the same thing with the 2. So now I have the 2. I'm going to place it in here. So it's not on the top, not on the bottom. But I'm going to go ahead and snap, and that's actually going to make the 2 jump up to the top. And now I'm going to go ahead and do that again. And snap, and the 2 is going to hop back up to the top. I know what you're thinking. It's so hard to follow because there's 4 cards and you only have 2 eyes. Hold on. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out of the mix. Okay, I'm going to do something else with the 3 because you've seen this thing do its thing a couple of times. So look, if I go ahead and I take the 3 and I place it in between the 4 and the 5, if I just close it up, and instead of snapping, because that'll bring it up to the top, but you'll have to overwrite the 5, I'm just going to shake it. And when I shake it, that's actually going to turn the 3 face down in the other direction. Now if I turn the 4 and the 5 down, and I close this up, and I place the 3 back in the center, and I shake it again, that's actually going to make the 3 turn face up again. I know what you're thinking. Nam, you have 3 cards, and you only have 2 eyes. So here, let me take out one of the cards for you. Okay, so this is what we've got now. We have the 4 and the 5. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the 4, and I'm going to place it underneath the 5, like this. And if I go ahead and I snap, that'll bring the 4 back up to the top. I know, super strange, right? Because look, the 5 is still here. So now, here's the thing. If I go ahead and I grab the 5 and I place it on the bottom, you'll see that if I snap, the 5 will actually hop back up to the top. Yes, the 5 is now on the top, and the 4 is on the bottom. Now you're probably thinking, well, first of all, this would not be unfair now because there's 2 cards here, and you only have 2 eyes, and so that would be okay. But look, I'm just going to do you a favor. I'm just going to go ahead and remove the 4, and we'll leave the 5. And the one final trick that I can do, what we're going to do is wave my hand over this, like that. And so remember, snapping would bring it up to the top, but there's nothing. There's only one card. Shaking it would turn it facing the other way. So if I wave my hand over it, we'll change the color of it. So this was the 5 of diamonds, which would be red. But now you'll see that it is the 5 of spades, which is black. And that, my friends, is too many cards with clear plastic cards. Whew! Alright, I'm not gonna lie, that one stressed me out a little bit. Charlie's Beats, thank you kindly for the request and the redeem. I put myself into undue hardship because as I was thinking, I'm like, there is something in here that I need to hide because I am looking directly at the camera and I'm like, if I'm not careful, it will look extremely sus. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I had to be extra conscientious to to not be sus, basically. So, thank you kindly for the reactions, Charlie's Beats, and the yay, the Trek nerd. And thank you kindly for the other emotes for Loris, Chen the Magic Man, and the claps, Gibson Lens, Charlie's Beats, and Frozen Stash for the dance. And for Loris, that was great. And Frozen Stash, I do see the redeem for the Magic the Gathering cards. You were drinking dragon's milk. That was sussy enough. Is it pronounced sussy or would it be Susie? You're awfully Susie today. Whoa! Forever Human Man! Thank you very much for the raid. If we can get a shout out for Forever Human Man. Forever Human Man is a guitarist and is actually willing to play to anything. So when you go into his stream, you can basically request any song for him to jam with. So welcome in everybody from Forever Human Man stream. So Andrea Elliott, and of course Forever Human Man, Mushki, hello, Miss Mush, Pompoir, Living Certified, Roxora 20, and Caddy QK, Unquote 16. We are a raid. Yes. Oh, thank you kindly for the birthday wishes, Roxora. And Pompoir, what is a raid? Welcome in Nowhere. Happy birthday. Thank you kindly for the birthday wishes. Greatly appreciate it. OMG, it's Bert. Yes, Gibson Lens is here. Gibson Lens is my mod. Hi, Mushki and Forever Human Man. First of all, to introduce myself to the Raiders, hi everybody, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian with 3 N's on Twitch. I am a fan of sleight of hand card magic, and that's basically what I do here. So, actually what I have done is I've co-opted a StreamerSonglist, and instead of putting songs in it, I put magic tricks in it. So if anybody would like to request anything, actually Forever Human Man, I mean, the queue happens to be empty, but if you would like to request something Forever Human Man, feel free and I'll bump it up to the top for you. But you can type in !TL for the trick list, or if you want to request something but you don't know what to request, because I understand a lot of people don't know names of tricks and things, !random, and it'll randomly put a trick from the queue into randomly put a trick in the list into the queue. So, but anyway, thank you very much for the raid. Greatly appreciate it. Forever Human Man says, oh, that's actually so cool. Awesome. Yeah, thank you. As far as I know, I asked around. I don't know of anybody else that has used a StreamerSonglist for anything besides music. So, yeah. Oh, excellent. Forever Human Man has also put a random trick in. So I'll prep for that while we, if anyone has to discuss. I will not be able to do this with Magic the Gathering cards, so we'll save that redeem for later. And then for Loris says, Super Size Me. Okay, I'll have to do another one for that one. Hutch MD, welcome in. Happy birthday. Thank you kindly for the birthday wishes, Hutch. Sorry, I've been sick. I haven't been able to come to your streams, Hutch, but That's where we're at. And thank you kindly for the follows, everybody who's been following. I cannot keep up. I'm actually not even used to this many people like doing things in my stream. I was almost a little bit overwhelmed last week where I didn't even get a like the only real raid I got was from like the collectible network, but then like there was another not real raid afterwards where a bunch of people came in and followed. That is okay. Um, okay, so I'm currently setting up for Restless Lady for Forever Human Man. Let me find some cards. Okay. Let's see. For Laura says, you deserve more viewers, to be honest. Oh, thank you very much, For Laura. Thank you. Can you supersize this trick? Oh, man. I could try. I don't know if I want to try, though, because it's finicky. All right, I'm just going to try. I'm going to do this. Okay, for the Raiders, I want to do something that I'm not going to, like, trip myself up on. So, um, whoever requested the magic redeem and the supersize, feel free to request something. If you request something from the trick list that has the keyword impromptu, it's easier for me to just do with a different deck of cards. So that's a little note. Okay, all right, here we go. Switching to magic mode. Okay, this is Restless Lady for Forever Human Man. Thank you very much for the raid. Sorry, I had to mute for a second. I am coughing. I am still kind of sick, but anyway. Okay, so we have and I've chosen the hearts mostly because it's going to be Valentine's Day in a couple days, and it's currently Valentine's Day weekend. A lot of people would observe it. So we've got the 6 of hearts, the 7 of hearts, the 8 of hearts, the 9 of hearts, and the Queen of clubs, whom is going to represent our Restless Lady. Now, here, what I'm going to do is the Restless Lady is always seeking love because, as you can see, all of these people are filled with love, right? They're all filled with hearts. And this is our Restless Lady trying to find love. And so, if we go ahead and put the Restless Lady into a situation in which she will be alone, she does not want to be alone. So what we're going to do is all it takes is if we give the Restless Lady an avenue to find all of the love available over here, she's going to find a way to seek out all of the love. I know, that's super strange, right? Super strange. Now, here's the thing. If we go ahead and do it again, because, right? So if we go ahead and I put the Queen of Clubs in a situation in which she would be potentially alone, all we have to do is give her a chance to meet all of these individuals. You know, perhaps she'll meet a nice individual like Rob Kovacs. But that is all of the excuse that she needs to then find herself amongst the people with love. I know, interesting, right? And now, so look, we've got a couple of lovers left over here. But look, all we need to do is just give the Queen of Clubs a chance to come back and find love. She comes back. I know, super strange, right? So we'll put her there, and we'll put that on top. But look, all we have to do is just give it a second, and she finds a way to be on the top. Now, here's the thing. With the Queen of Clubs, you end up seeing her everywhere. It's like someone who's in a ton of Twitch channels. You see them everywhere. So if she goes to one person's to find love, you'll see her somewhere else. And so all of the cards will start to look an awful lot like the Queen of Clubs because you'll see her everywhere, right? That's kind of where she is. Now, here's the thing. If we try and isolate the Queen of Clubs one more time, when she was hanging out with all of those lovers, it turns out that she herself was also changing. And she was changing, and she was no longer a seeker of love. She had found that all of them, whether they were romantic relationships or not, they were a community that helped her find love. And so in the end, she's no longer the restless lady that is the queen of clubs. She begins and shows that she's lovable as well, and she has found love amongst communities. Now is the queen of hearts. And that, my friends, is the restless lady for Forever Human Man. Thank you very much for the raid. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully the raiders enjoyed. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. And yeah, let me catch up with chat. And also, if anybody needs to hydrate, feel free to do that now. I'm also taking a drink. This is my beverage of choice for tonight, which is a dark stout beer called Dragon's Milk. Oh, thank you kindly for the applause. Thank you very much. Okay. So let's see. I know chat was going a little bit too fast. All right, so we here now. Awesome, cool. Can you supersize? No, oh yeah, that's right. We discussed that. What does supersize mean? Oh, supersize means I will be using a deck of cards in which the cards are way bigger than, well, not way bigger, but a little bit bigger than the regular deck. So here's the supersized deck of cards, and then here's a regular card. So by comparison, it is bigger. So let's see. Yes, thanks for shouting out Hutch. Feel better. Yes, thank you for the well wishes. I have been feeling sick. I've actually not been on Twitch much the last couple of days because I've just been going to bed early, and all the people I hang out with are like late night, or to me, late night streamers. I'm on the U.S. East Coast. So let's see. For Loris, is your name Laura? Let's see. That was a question somebody else asked. Oh, yes. Yes. For Loris says yes. Okay. Yes, this one. Okay, yeah. Oh, Gibson Lens answer. Thank you very much. Ayo. Okay. Oh, Lolo Frosty is also named Laura. Okay. Let's see. Wish you well. Thank you, Miss Mush. Thank you, Miss Mush. Greatly appreciate it. Yes, Laura Queens. Okay. Pompour says, what? Frozen Stash request. Birds of a Feather. Okay. You know what? I feel like I could probably attempt Birds of a Feather with big cards. So we can try that. And then I'll have to come up with something with the Magic the Gathering cards. So I know that that's still on the docket. We'll get there. Okay. Do you know only 4 Lauras or just like the number 4? Yeah. Forever Human says, WTF! Pompoir says, mind-blowing! Andre Elliott says, what? Miss Mush says, what? Okay. Bro, Magic is so freaking cool. I know I'm sleepy, but dude. Yeah. I'm like this. I hope I captured that accurately, Miss Mush. What in the... let's see. No way! How? Oh, freaking why? LOL! Thank you for the claps. Charlie's Beats. How? That was so cool. What? That was amazing. Whoa, I know this trick, but fair play. This amazing. Thank you very much. Unquote 16. Unquote 16, are you a magician? Just curious. Let's see. Miss Mush. I'm going to bed. WTF. All right, Miss Mush, thanks for stopping in and watching a trick. Have a good night and sleep well. Hopefully you enjoyed. And if you want to catch any of my stuff, I have my VODs up afterwards, and then also I have a big YouTube. So if anybody ever wants to see magic, check out my YouTube. I have a lot of magic on it. What just happened? I can't help but laugh out loud. That was crazy. Awesome. Just amazing. All right. First time chatter, Ward Dimension Official. Having learned how to do magic before, it's kind of ruined the illusion for me a little bit, but still amazed with how clean people can do it. It's dedication. Yeah, Ward Dimension Official. Yeah, once you learn some of the magic and you know how things done, so like to me, a lot of like sleight of hand card magic, I can usually reverse engineer and figure it out. But if I see like a clean execution and it's like performed very well, it's like, I mean, even if you know how to play piano, you can watch other people play piano, and it's like still amazing if they perform it really well, right? So it's kind of the same thing there. Good raid. Well, thank you very much. That's a compliment to me. I'm a relatively small streamer. I only stream once a week, normally on Sundays. But because it's like the only time I have. FYI, if anybody else didn't know, I am also a software engineer, 40 hours a week. I am a relatively new father to a 19-month-old. So my daughter is now at the point where she's like walking around, talking back, saying the word no, giving me preferences and attitude. So yeah. Thanks for the trick, man. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your stream and birthday. Well, thank you very much, Forever Human Man. Thank you very much for the raid. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, these cards are paid actors. Wow, you're amazing. Have a great night, everyone. Hi, Obi-Wan. How's it going? Welcome in, Obi-Wan. Let's see. Oh, man, I'm sorry if I'm so behind. Hi, everyone. Sorry if I don't mention you by name. Tricky name. Miss Mush. Okay, and there's my YouTube. Okay. Oh, cats. Okay, for the baby. Heck yeah. All right, cool. All right, awesome. Whew. Okay. Setting up for Birds of a Feather as requested by... Oh, hold on. Let me clear out the... As requested by Frozen Stash, and I'm going to be doing this with jumbo cards to the best of my ability. I hope. Whoa! Thank you kindly for the follow, Miss Mush. Oh, actually, Miss Mush, I see that you have the partner. Feel free. Hey, if we can get a shout out from Miss Mush, I don't know what Miss Mush does, but I will. Let me give you a follow back, Miss Mush. Thank you very much. Okay, awesome. Okay, I'm now following. Awesome. What? What is going on? That means... Oh, thank you very much, Xavier CL777 for the resub. Greatly appreciate it. I'm from Portugal, though. I do video games. Awesome, cool. I enjoy myself with some video games. Okay. All right. Let me attempt to do my best with this with bigger cards. So, as anybody can imagine, when you practice doing sleight of hand magic with the same size cards, when using bigger cards, it's a little bit tricky. But anyway, okay. So, here we go. This is what we're going to do. First, I've set aside the 4 jacks, and that's what we're going to need to be doing this trick. Let me go ahead and... hold on. Let me think for a second. Oh, wait. Do I want to start with them here? Or... Yeah, no. I can start with them on the deck. That's fine. Okay, so what we have here... I'm going to introduce you to all the jacks. We have the Jack of Clubs. The Jack of Diamonds. The Jack of Spades. This is going to look super sus, mostly because these cards are gigantic and I can't do my... Hold on. I'm just going to start over. This is going to make my life easier. I'm staring at the screen. No cards can escape. Yes. Yes, no cards can escape. They are escape free. Jack of all trades. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. We're going to start over. It's just going to make life, I think, a little bit easier for my life. Okay. Here we go. Starting over. So, we have our deck. We have jacks. I'm going to introduce all the jacks to you. Okay, here we go. Pompoir is staring at the screen. No card can escape. Jack of all trades. Sorry for my distracting comments. No worries. Look, this is meant to be interactive, so feel free to say what you need to say. 4 Loras is all good. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we have Jack of Clubs. We have Jack of Diamonds. We have Jack of Spades. And then we have Jack of Hearts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the jacks down here. We're going to have, if somebody was here, they could cut anywhere they'd like. But the first cut, I would like them to cut about 3/4 of the way down the deck. So let's pretend they cut here. They could really be off by 1 or 2 cards. It doesn't really matter too much. Then I would ask somebody else or the same person to cut about 2/3 of the packet off from here. And then I would ask the last person or to cut a last time to cut about half of this packet off. Okay, cool. Now what I would like to do is I would like to mark each one of the cuts with a jack. So if I go ahead and I place a jack here, I'd like to mark another one with another jack right there, and mark with a third jack right there, and then of course our last jack right here. Now what happens is if I can get some sort of magical connection between all of these piles, and there's a reason why I set this one off. You know, I've heard that Sharpies are really magical, so we're going to use that. So I'm going to use this Sharpie. I'm going to make a connective bridge between this pile and this pile. If you see, the Sharpie's pointing this way, so the cards, believe it or not, each one of the jacks that we just place on each one of the piles is now jumping to this pile. And if you don't believe me, look, all the jacks are now here. But wait, there's more. If you're a fan of infomercials or know who Ron Popeil is, we have one more thing. What are the odds that you had cut to something that was meaningful to anybody? Number one. And then number two, what happens if it would be meaningful to you guys? So here's the first card that was cut to. That was an ace. What are the odds that all of these other cards that were cut to were also aces? I feel like you should play the lottery after today. So that's a little bit more than lucky. And that, my friends, is a trick called Birds of a Feather. Forlora says, no, burn the bridge. Chan the Magic Man, OMG. Pompoir said, thank you for the emotes, question mark? And Lolo Frosty, whom I now know as Laura, thanks for the wiggly and the rage. Miss Mush says, okay, I'm done. My apologies. As I do say, I don't practice sorcery or black magic or anything. Everything that you see here is hopefully well practiced sleight of hand card magic. So don't lose any sleep. I'm not the devil or a demon or anything. Let's see. Thank you for the sword, Charlie, and thank you for the claps, Gibson Lens, and Charlie's Beats. Thank you for the applause, Pompoir, and thank you for the what, Chan the Magic Man, and thank you for the Nani, Pompoir, which, if anybody didn't know, it is the romanization of the Japanese word for what. So, Nani! Let's see. Forlora says, amazing! Obi-Wan, Jack! Oh! Mind blown, Miss Mush. Well, I got to go. Have a good birthday. Thank you very much, Miss Mush. Greatly appreciate it. Have a great night. Lolo Frosty 21 says, oi! Nani! Hopefully you enjoy my rendition of Nani. Hopefully I get it pronounced correctly the way that you intended. Of course. Thanks. Okay, I know we have a Magic the Gathering redeem. Okay, if nobody does request a trick for that, I will select one that I think will be doable and appropriate for that one. Is it I want my nanny? Oh, no, I don't think. The IO was for Obi-Wan. Oi, okay. The vampire card trick. Okay, I can't do the vampire card trick for the Magic the Gathering redeem, so we'll do some other trick and then we'll do the vampire card trick. Because Ohio. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna do the one that I'm normally familiar with and that I like to do um, with the magic cards. So hopefully that's okay. Trick request, oil and water. Okay, so we'll do oil and water with Magic the Gathering cards, and then we'll do the vampire card trick. Oh, it got the other one. You know what? Bonus. You get both oil and waters together as the oil and water extravaganza. All right. Let me grab some magic cards really quick. I do have some set aside for a handful of tricks. The fact that a lot of my tricks are packet tricks, i.e. tricks that are done with packets of cards, having a small subset of cards is really helpful. But yeah, the trick. Oh, ZD Major 7. I've got to crash. Late night. Stay well, everybody. Thank you for the amazing. You're welcome. Thank you for the raid, ZD Major 7. Greatly appreciate it. And have a great night. Okay. So for anybody who doesn't know, Magic the Gathering is a very popular card game. I have physical cards. As you can imagine, the difficulty using different cards rather than playing cards is that I get used to learning how to do sleights with regular playing cards. So to put myself out into different situations with different physical cards, I do something like this. The bigger cards, the smaller cards, the Magic the Gathering cards, the Uno cards. I've got Uno cards somewhere for if anybody redeems those. But what we have here are, if you've ever played Magic the Gathering before, we have resource cards, and the reason why I like to use them is because they have a very large symbol on them that you can't really miss. So these ones are skulls, which represent lands that can create black mana, and these are fireballs, which are lands that can represent creating red mana. And so I'm just going to refer them as black and red, even though technically lands are colorless. Yes, I know that, but let's see. War Dimensional Official. I have something to do, so I have to leave right now. Hope you have a great stream and happy birthday. Yeah, thank you very much for coming in, War Dimensional Official. Have a great night. Hopefully we see you again, and sleep well. Nam is Rakdos, I see. Well, my magician self is Rakdos. If you really had to ask me, I think I'm an Izzet. That's my preference. I like that color combination and those tricks and things. So, anyway, so yeah, but my magician sleight and patter is going to be Rakdos for sure. Okay, so first things first, I have all the swamps, so all the black over here and all the red over here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to mix them. And normally they don't mix, right? So, but what we're going to do is try to intermix them. So black and red, we'll do it again. Black and red, black, red, black, and red. And if I just push them all together, believe it or not, that's all the time that it took for them to separate. If I show you the bottom card, you'll see that it's black. If I show you the top card, you see that it's red. But actually, that's all the time that it needed, because if I show you now, all of the red cards are here on the top, and all of the black cards are here on the bottom. I can see that nobody is impressed. Let me go on to phase 2 of the trick. So here, we'll leave all the mountains down there. Sorry, all the red. And we'll take all of the black over here. And last time I started with a black. Maybe that's not as impressive for you guys. There's more? Yes. Okay. Here, let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and instead, let's go ahead and start with a red this time. So here's a red. There's a black. Clearly a black. Here's a red. Clearly a red. Clearly a black. Red. Here, we'll speed this up. Black, red, black. Now, if we just give it a second, that's all the time that it needs to separate. Here's the funny part. I'm going to separate it manually. Aha, they've separated. I could end this right now as a comedy routine. But then I'd have to change my category, and to be fair, there isn't even a proper magician category anyway. But if I show you, last time we checked, the bottom card was a black card, but we started with red this time, right? So wouldn't that be weird if I showed you that that's black and this is red? Okay. Aha! If I ended it now, you'd think I'd be a cop-out. So if I just showed you more, this is also black, and this one's also red. This one's also black. This one's also red, and this one's also black, and this one's also red. Excellent. Chan the Magic Man says, "Are you not entertained?" Lolo Frosty says, "I'm very gullible. Anything amazes me." What do you mean not impressed? Poor Laura says, Yeah. I tried to get that in quick so I can go to phase 2. But now we're going to jump into the other trick. So now you're probably thinking, man, he's doing sleight of hand while the cards are face down. Well, how about this? What if I did the trick face up? Do you think that they could be separated? So look, if I go ahead and I grab one of these red cards and I place it over here amongst these black cards, and this black card over here amongst these red cards, do you believe that they would separate? How about this? I won't even touch them together. I'm going to tell you about a little bit of a secret. Sometimes when magicians snap, it's not a magical snap. They're mechanically using the snap to kick the card from one pile to another. So watch. If I go ahead and I snap, did you see that? That mechanical snap, I actually kicked the card back into their correct piles. Because look, if I show you, there's 4 black cards now. And here, 1, 2, 3, 4 red cards now, right? No. Okay, but look, if I go ahead and I show you, we've got, so I'm going to put 2 black here. If I go ahead and I show you 2 red here, if I put 2 red on 2 black and 2 black on 2 red, look, mechanical snap. For Laura says, I don't believe you. And Lolo Frosty says, oh, some secrets. But look, watch. You would expect there to be some black and some red, but look. Red. And here you would expect there to be black and red. Black. I know, super strange, right? Okay, this is the only part in which we're going to have something face down. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take one of these cards and swap them so that we have one of the opposite color, and we'll just put it in with the rest. And once again, here's our mechanical snap. And I can show you that these are all red and these are all black. And that, my friends, is combination classic oil and water and face up oil and water. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, with Magic the Gathering cards. For Laura says, you're making my head vibrate and I can't explain what that means. Hello, Frosty. Nani! Thank you kindly for the applause, Chan the Magic Man. Greatly appreciate that. And hopefully that handles the Magic the Gathering redeem. Let me know if I missed any other redeems at the moment. So, Pompoir, thank you for the lull. Thank you kindly for the applause, Obi-Wan. That was great, thanks. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Oh, I did this earlier, and I know why I didn't, because it's rate limited. I can't do it too quickly, because then it won't clear. I'm dumb. Finally figured it out. Okay, hydrate, if anybody needs a hydrate. I'm going to take a swig. And then we're going to set up for the vampire card trick as requested by Chan the Magic Man. Actually, this is also a good time. If you haven't followed Chan the Magic Man, feel free to give him a follow. Another one of the few people who perform magic on Twitch. He normally does Magic Mondays, so please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. But also, I'd like to shout out my mod. So I'm going to give a shout out to Gibson Lens, helping me out tonight. Thank you very much, Gibson Lens. Gibson Lens plays piano and plays a lot of popular music, VGM, esoteric music. Also has a lot of originals, and just all around great guy. So, and also he mods for me. I also mod for him. So you might also see me over there. But please feel free to give Gibson Lens a follow. Let's see. For Loris, you are married, have a kid, do programming, and do magic. You needed a flaw. I mean, I don't know. I have flaws. I just try not to, show them on stream or on my YouTube videos. But yeah, Lolo Frosty. No, I'm half Chinese though. Okay. Yes, I am Vietnamese. If anybody's curious, but yeah, anybody who's Asian in chat, if you would like, put a 1 in chat if you are Asian, so we can see how much representation we've got. While I prep for vampire card trick. Yes, I would be 1 if anybody's curious. Both of my parents were Vietnamese. Okay. So one of the funniest things is if anybody is looking for more Twitch magicians, so we kind of joke around, and the 4 main Twitch magicians that we found that all regularly stream magic on Twitch are also all Asian. So anyway, if anybody's looking for any of those, as I just mentioned, we've got Chan. We also have a guy named Ben, also known as Hallowthorn, Singaporean magician. And then also we have Jack, half Asian as well. So, so if anybody's looking for more magic content on Twitch, these are the people to follow. His info X Asian, yeah, Jack's half Asian, yes. I know. Also, someone mentioned it to me before. I know it means grandfather. Oh. Okay. So we have a request for Chan the Magic Man called Vampire Card Trick. So we've got 4 cards. We have the Ace of Hearts, the 2 of Hearts, the 3 of Hearts, and our King of Spades, which is going to represent our vampire. And the Ace, 2, and 3, they're represented by hearts because they're currently living and alive, but as the vampire goes out in the middle of the night and decides to seek for its first, in this case, appetizer, the Ace will represent the first victim, the 2 will represent the second victim, and the 3 will represent the third victim. So here, I'm just going to let you know that the vampire has already done its work on the first victim, because if I show you, we've got the 3 there, the 2 here, and the vampire, but the Ace has completely disappeared. The Ace is nowhere to be found. I know, that's strange, right? But look, we still have the 2, the 3, and of course our vampire. But actually, the vampire does not take that long to do its work. So now if I show you, there's our 3, which will be our third victim. Here's our vampire, but here's our 2, which has completely lost all of its blood. All of the blood has been sucked out of it, the front and the back. I know, it's very gruesome. Don't think about that when you go to sleep tonight. And then we have our 3 and our vampire. And of course our vampire will make short work of the 3, because look, all of the blood is completely drained out of our third victim. Now, the vampire lives in a modern day society, so he knows that everybody's going to be looking for somebody connected to those 3 bodies. And what's going to happen is, vampire knows to get out of dodge. So basically, vampire will get out of dodge like that. And that, my friends, is the vampire card trick. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Okay, For Laura says, "What? What? Where did the blank card come from?" Oh, so Lolo Frosty, yeah, blank cards come from the card factory before they print anything on either side of the card. So um, that's where the blank cards come from. So just so you know, there are some tricks that I say I can do with any deck or like other cards from other things. Those I can usually do with like a regular deck of cards and don't have to have anything special. So any of the tricks that require something special, like blank cards, I basically have to have blank cards. So I can't do it with any deck. So I'd have to have like the blank cards. So that's why this one in particular, I would have to have these special cards to do something with. In this case, some blank cards. But yes, in everything you do, give 100% except for blood donations. Bill Murray. True. Yep. Doesn't matter if you're Team Edward or Team Jacob. Don't give 100% blood donations. For Laura says, "No, their blood, no!" Thank you kindly for the claps. Obi-Wan, Gibson Lens, Charlie's Beats, Jan the Magic Man. For Laura says, "I hate it." Positive. Let's see. Well, the sun hit those cards. Oh, for sure. No, I was like watching and then a blank appeared. Yeah, I know. That's what happens. Yep, it came from somewhere. I mean, magic. Okay. All right. Let's okay. All right, so I do have work tomorrow and I wasn't sure how long I was going to stream, but I did start late. But I think I've been going for a little bit longer, 2 hours. Let me double check. Yeah. So let's say last call. And as much as I would like to say on for my birthday, technically it's not my birthday where I'm living anymore because it's technically into the next day for been 41 minutes. Lola Frosty asks another question: Why is the king a vampire? So basically, you can have any card be the vampire. I mean, I just arbitrarily chose that. My canned answer in performance when I go and somebody else asks, that is that I try and tell some history about Vlad the Impaler was like a real person, which he was, and try to say, oh well, he and like between like all of the suits, right? The spade looks like it has a point at the end, so that's like the thing that you can impale someone. Like you're not gonna impale somebody with a heart, and like the club looks too smooth, you can't really impale that. So the other one I would have done it with a diamond, but because I wanted it to be a different color, so I didn't want like a diamond, a red king sucking the blood of red hearts, because I was gonna use the hearts for the victims anyway. So I'm like, all right, let me use the spade. So that made a lot more sense. So basically, blah blah blah. Long story. Look up Vlad the Impaler, his history of killing people. Blah blah blah. Yeah, and then how he got associated with Dracula. Blah blah blah. You can add some more of that, but I've never had to explain that to anybody. So thanks for asking. I obviously have to re-exercise that in my mind. But long story short, yeah, contrasting colors helps in magic tricks. Okay, so yeah, let me do last call. So if anybody would like to request anything, feel free. Otherwise, I will add 1 or 2 finale tricks, and then we'll call that a stream. But if anybody would like to take a hydrate break, I know I've been hydrating a lot, but because I have to finish this before the end of stream, otherwise it doesn't count, right? Oh, also, thank you so much for everybody who has requested anything today, interacted with stream, donated any bits, and given me gift subs, or people in my community given resubs. I greatly appreciate all that. Big milestone for today. We got our first hype train ever. We made it to hype train level 4. That was so cool. Thank you very much, everybody. It warms my heart. And actually, so full disclosure, I haven't felt like I've had a great birthday for like 3 years, basically, since like pandemic. Like my 2020 birthday was early enough that I was still able to celebrate something in 2020. But then 2021 and 2022 were kind of washed out between like pandemic and then having a baby. And then this year it kind of like melded into that, so it's kind of like, Chan says, I have to go rest, but thanks for the magic and happy birthday. Well, thank you very much, Chan, for stopping in and hanging out for a bunch of tricks. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. And Gibson, thank you for the hype. Yeah, so hype. So, and then while I'm here, let's also do thank yous. And so thank you very much to everybody who's been watching, who has come in, who has followed, who has subbed, who's done anything of the like, who has just even watched and lurked, because as I said earlier, and I say this every stream, if I was just fiddling with cards, no magic would be happening. If because you're watching, the magic is happening in your mind. So thank you very much. And once again, let's thank my wonderful mod, Gibson Lens. If you haven't followed Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow. And then I'm going to toss in my favorite trick. I think it's my favorite trick, or at least my favorite trick that I perform. Days. So we'll end with that, unless anybody has any last minute things. And I'll do days last. But I see the request for Charlie's Beats for I Know Kung Fu. I don't practice this one that much, so I need to... hey, thank you for being so entertaining. Oh, you're welcome. Hopefully I'm as entertaining as I feel like I can be. So okay, here we go. I don't know why I'm shuffling and not doing it like on stream. Okay, cool. All right, so first of all, I've set aside some helpers. I've got all of the kings, and I need a card selected. So if anybody is on browser, feel free to go ahead and click directly on the screen. It should put a marker somewhere on one of these cards. I'll either take the first one that shows up that I see, or okay, so I see this one. It was inching towards the 9 of hearts, right? Okay. And then I saw this one second, but it's technically above the 5 of spades, and then that one was third. Okay, feel free to consolidate amongst, actually, let me do this so it's a little bit before. So 9, 5 of spades, and the 7, I think that was the 7 of spades, right? Okay. All right, so those of you who had voted, consolidate. I think I accidentally pulled out 2. Consolidate your votes onto one of these 4 cards. Looks like there's 5 heat maps, so unless you all vote for a different one. Okay, looks like we got 2 on this one. Nope, we got 2 on... Okay. We're down to these 2. Okay, there's 1 on this one. All right, if this person wants to change their vote to one of... Okay, 5 of spades. That's going to be our selection. There we go. Excellent. I'm going to grab these heat maps. Wait. Delicious heat maps. Thank you. Okay, so we have the 5 of spades. That's our selection. And we have all of the kings over here. So if I just go ahead and I'm going to turn over all the kings face down over here. And what we're going to do is place our 5 of spades separately. We'll place it over there for a second. And what I'm going to need to do is, here, we're just going to go ahead and place our 2 black kings over here. And I'm going to put the 5 of spades in with the red kings. So those 3. Now all I'm going to do is use some powers to move that 5 of spades from here. I have it in my fist, believe it or not. I'm going to place it in between the 2 black kings, because now there's just 2 red kings over here and the black 5 of spades is over here. I know, that was a little bit strange, but since now you know what's coming, we'll do that a second time. And we'll start over. So here we have the 5 of spades. And we have our 4 kings. Once again, I'm going to turn the red kings face down this time. I'll actually leave the black kings face up. Okay. And I'm going to grab the 5 of spades. And what I'm going to do is here. All I have to do, let me show you that here. We've still got the 5 of spades there, right? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and place that out here. And then I need to grab the other black king. And I'm going to place the 5 of spades in between the black kings deliberately this time. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is, this is going to be quick. Ready? Believe it or not, I've just exchanged the red kings with the 5 of spades, because if you notice, there's only one card over here now. And it's actually the 5 of spades. But you must be wondering, there's only one card in between the 2 black kings. I know, that's the strange part. If I go ahead and I remove the 2 black kings, it appears as though it's 1, but if I just give it a tug, 1, 2, 3, there's actually 2 cards here, and they're both the red kings. And that, my friends, is, I know, Kung Fu. Hopefully you enjoyed that. All right. Let's see. Okay, is missing a king. Clapping is you. Huh? What? Thank you for the claps. Checking the gaff meter. Charlie's Beats, Obi-Wan. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. You know, you guys made my day today. Thank you very much for being a wonderful audience, for hanging out, taking time out of your busy day. I know it was a busy weekend because it was like Super Bowl going on today, and then it was also like Valentine's weekend observed and stuff. So thank you very much for everybody who came to hang out and spend time. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, I just closed the trick queue, so this will be the last trick of the evening, Dazed. Unless I mess it up, in which case I'm not ending on a trick in which I mess up. I've done this one a lot, so hopefully I don't. Fingers crossed, but you know, it's been known to happen. But anyway, so I don't really have a formal schedule, mostly because I don't know what time I'll end up starting on Sunday nights, but usually I try and stream Sunday nights. But otherwise, if you want to watch more Magic content, hooray! Remember, you are glorious. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. As always, if anybody wants to check out my YouTube, I have a lot of Magic videos there. One of my most ambitious projects was called 100 Tricks in 100 Days, in which I performed, recorded, and uploaded 100 sleight of hand tricks in 100 days. So feel free to check those out. And if you have nerdy, geeky inclinations, there's also stuff before that project where I do a lot of Magic with card game and board game components. So you'll see a lot more of what I've done here, but with other things. So, and I know that there were some people that wanted to see more decks of cards. We kind of ran out of time for that, but come back another time and I'll show you lots more decks of cards. Just also to tease you a little bit, one of the decks of cards is the jumbo gigantic deck of cards, which is actually way bigger than even the Super Size Me. Here's a regular card. I probably shouldn't have grabbed that one. Here's a regular card. Here's the jumbo gigantic super sized deck, which is ridiculous. Is fine. I'll be back for the next stream. All right, cool, awesome. So yeah, that's another kind of deck. And then we've got things like the triangle deck of cards, which are outside of my reach at the moment, but they are over there. Anyway, so all right, here we are. The last trick. That's not super sized. That's mega sized. Oh yeah, for sure. It's gigantic sized, jumbo sized, dinosaur sized even. All right. And the mini cards. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's right, the mini cards. Oh, and the half cards too. I'll show you what the half cards look like. they are they're this. So like a regular card is this, and they're half of the size of a regular card, like this way. All right, cool. Okay, so I have a packet of cards. We have a 6 of diamonds here, a queen of clubs here, and then 4 other cards. But if I count through these cards are going to look normal from the back. But if I flip them over, you're going to see that they're also going to look weird because there are backs on both sides. That's a little bit bizarre. Except for this one strangely has a blank face. As I said earlier, this is how they come from the factory. There's a blank face. But I don't know how that one got in here, because these are all double backs. So anyway, with these double backs, if I go ahead and I hold them over a card, so let's say I hold them over these 6 of diamonds, something strange happens. And actually all of the cards turn into 6 of diamonds. I know, isn't that weird? That's super strange. And actually, if I go ahead and I take the queen of clubs here, and I just close this over the queen of clubs, something strange happens. Some people will perform this trick and say, hey look, the queen of clubs jumps up to the top. But secretly, you and I know what happens. All of the cards turn into the queen of clubs. I know, that's actually what happens. But wait, I've got this strange blank card here. So what if I was to like place it there and turn it over? You could still see the queen up until the last minute, right? But look, now if I show you, they're all blank. And some people at this point ask to see the back. But actually, if I show you all the backs now, they're just going to look like normal backs. I know! Weird, right? And that, my friends, is my performance of Dazed for the finale of today. For Laura says, what TF? I'm calling the police! Yes, and I'm emphasizing the police. Police! Alright. Charlie's Beats, thank you kindly for the police siren. And thank you for the claps. Obi-Wan. Gibson Lens, thank you for the amazing Loris. And that will call a stream for today. And let's thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats. And thank you for the clap. Hutch MD. Thank you very much. Alright, let's go find somebody to raid. So normally I just kind of find somebody to raid. Hopefully it's somebody that I feel like I want to raid because they've raided me before, or usually a Twitch music friend, because I'm kind of more, I hang out with a bunch of my Twitch music friends. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome, Forloris. Thank you for coming and hanging out and being here. Obi-Wan asks Hutch, are you less tired? If anybody doesn't know, Hutch is always tired. Let's see. Okay, so believe it or not, I have a streamed spreadsheet. So I'm just going to refer and see when the last time I rated someone. Oh, okay, it's been a little bit. Alright, I haven't rated the keyboard grinder for a while, so let's go over the keyboard grinder. And also I have a raid call. And if you're subbed, I have a sub raid call. So feel free to copy a raid call if you would like. And we'll raid out to the keyboard grinder. I think of him as a keyboard grinder in my head. I have to remember that it's the keyboard grinder. I just realized I used the wrong thing. Raid. And I'm just going to copy and paste that. Sorry. Slash raid, not exclamation point raid. My apologies. Anyway, once again, thank you everyone for being here, for hanging out, for interacting with the stream, whether you requested a trick, gave me some numbers, picked a card, clicked on the heat map, or any of those things. I greatly appreciate it. So thank you very much, everybody. And I love you all. So thank you very much. We'll see ya. Everybody take care. Have a glorious night or time zone. See ya.